Hey guys, my name's April, and this is Jeff.
Hey.
And welcome to Let's Talk, where we pick a topic and talk about it. This week, we're talking about cars. So first, before we start, I know you love cars.
Mm-hmm.
You could talk all day about cars.
Yes.
Today's not that day.
Okay.
We're keeping it at a minimum. Okay, so first off, what are cars? They are machines that you sit in it that take you from point A to point B or C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah, they generally have like 4 wheels.
Yes.
They have an engine, of course. I don't know. Could have 4 seats, 7 seats. Could be a truck. Could be a car.
Which leads to the next thing, the types of cars, because there are a bunch. It's not just one.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the sedans, hatches, SUVs, trucks, vans.
So my first car was a 1987 Acura Integra. It was
Look, you're getting all smiley.
the White Lightning.
Ew, you see this lameness right here?
What?
The White Lightning.
No, that's kind of
You're
not
one.
a good name.
You're
but...
one of those guys that names their car.
Oh yeah. You named other car. My other car, Blueberry.
You named him Blueberry. I didn't name Blueberry.
I thought you named it.
No, I asked you, did you name your car? And you're like,
Oh.
Blueberry. And I was like, oh, okay. I never named Blueberry.
I thought that was you.
No, that came from you.
Well, anyways, it was a pretty old car. Had a lot of miles on it. It was super reliable because it was a, Acura Honda. It was the family car. I started driving it. I practiced on it in 2007, but I didn't. It wasn't my car until 08 because it was my brother's car, and then I took over it when he went to the army. Really nostalgic. It was really sad when I got rid of it when it broke down.
Mm.
It took a long time to get over the car.
Oh my god. Wait, really?
Yeah.
The first car I ever drove was a 2010 Honda Accord. It was my stepdad's because I refused to drive my mom's, which was a 97, I think, 96, 97 Toyota Corolla. I refused to drive that one because that one was just slow. It didn't have AC, which was a must. So I drove my stepdad's, but it wasn't really my car. It was a car that I drove if needed. And then my mom decided to get a new car, which was a 2010 Honda Ridgeline. My mom's your typical 5-foot Asian woman, so she ended up complaining like, this car's too big for me. So I was like, I'll take it. So that I guess that was kind of like my first car. So she gave it to me, and then I just used that to drive everywhere. So that was my car. And
Lucky.
well, I guess so, but she wanted it back. But yeah, it was kind of hard because it's like, even though it was kind of my car, my mom was still the one that was like wanting me to like drive it a certain way and not put so much mileage on it, so I couldn't really do much with that car, even though it was the one I was driving a lot. But I still liked it, and ever since I went from a Honda Accord to a Honda Ridgeline, and I said I'm never going back to a sedan. After being in that truck, I just love the space. I love that it's big. It's not like an F-150. That's just way too big for me. That's too huge. I think the Honda Ridgeline is like perfect size. And so that from that point on, I could not go back to a sedan. It's either SUV and bigger. Current cars?
I just sold my other car, the Suzuki Ario. That was actually a lot easier to get over. It wasn't quite the same as the Acura, but it was still a fun car.
Hmm.
And instead, I got a new 2018 Honda Civic hatchback Sport, which is super fun to drive. It's a lot faster with its turbo in it. The transmission is kind of weird because it's a CVT, but it's really gas efficient. City mileage is it's not that great. It's like 26, but highway mileage is like 40 miles per gallon, so it's really good. I've only put about like 2,200 miles on it so far, so I still like it's broken in, but I still have a lot more driving to do.
Well, because you got it back in July?
Yeah, July 20th. What was interesting about that is when I bought it is we went to the car lot kind of late on a Saturday. They couldn't even get the car ready like electronically. They have to program these like electronics on the car. Because I guess cars have really advanced electronic systems, so where it's not just like ready to be driven safely right away. Like these systems have to be reprogrammed at the dealership before it's safe for the customer to drive away with. So I didn't get to get the car until Monday.
What is going on with
The
you?
Scarlet.
You call it Scarlet now? You finally picked a name for it?
I think, yeah, it should be. Or Crimson, maybe. Crimson or Scarlet. I don't know.
Okay, well, Scarlet sounds like...
Johansson.
Well, kinda, but just like a mysterious lady in the night.
Oh,
And then Crimson is just like one of those, I don't know, like badass, not like superhero, but just like a...
yeah, oh yeah, I could see that. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, there is the Crimson. That's one of the names.
I don't know.
Is that Avenger too?
Is it? I don't know. There's too many. I can't keep track anymore. So my new car, the one I drive now, is a 2016 Nissan Rogue, and I actually got it January 2016, so I got it brand new. So like I said, I can't go back to a sedan, so I had to go for SUV or a truck. But of course I was on a budget, so I couldn't really get the car that I wanted in terms of like accessories and all that stuff. I kind of had to go basic.
You wanted an Armada.
I did. I want an Armada. That one's bigger than the Rogue, but the Armada was like $20,000 more. And I'm like, no, like that's not gonna happen. So I just went with a Rogue instead. I don't know what was about the Rogue that I wanted. I could have had any SUV, but I don't know why I decided to go with the Rogue.
Because you like Nissan.
I did like Nissan.
Yes. That's
So-
probably the main reason.
Probably the main reason. I mean, there's still other nice SUVs out there. The one thing I wanted was I wanted a black interior and blue exterior. That's what I wanted. I've been searching like every single car lots online just to see where I could find one here in Oregon. I couldn't find anything until finally I looked out. I found one, just one. And so I went there, I think that weekend or something. And it was in my price range, and so I went out there and I saw it and then I test drove it and then I bought it. Bought it that same day, drove it home that night. It actually took longer. Well, we were waiting for you,
Yes, sorry.
so we were leaving like super late in the night. I like it. I mean, it doesn't have all the, like, I did want leather seats. This one doesn't have leather seats. But again, because it wasn't in my, anything with the accessories that I wanted was in my price range, I knew, that's what I was going into. So I figured, I'll just take this because it's the car that I want. It's the color that I want. Knowing me, I'm not a car person, so I didn't really, because like when you were looking for your car, you did your research.
Yeah, a lot.
You wanted to know every single like number these cars have that match up to what you wanted.
Mhm.
For me, it was just I want an SUV and I want it in blue. That's all I wanted. So I didn't do the research. I mean, I probably could have done better if I did the research in the car that I wanted, but honestly, I don't know those things. I don't know what's good in an SUV or good in a car. I just wanted an SUV that was in blue. Maybe if I did the research and had a little bit of help with that, because I don't understand the language, the terms that cars have, it doesn't help me, so I can't really understand what I'm getting myself into other than just the car that I want. So advice to those who are looking for a car, either new or used. Let's not get into super detail, because
Okay.
I feel like you can go forever with that.
Yes.
But like what I did, I didn't do my research. So if you're one of those people that doesn't really look for certain things in a car and all you care about is the car, then I think you're good, because I'm good. My car's 2 years old and I'm good, almost 3. But this man over here did months of research.
Yeah.
Had 15 cars
I
that he
I
wanted.
didn't want to get a car
narrowed-
loan on something I was going to regret.
Narrowed it down to 5, and then what did you narrow it down to 2? Because we only
narrowed
went
it down
to
to 2.
Honda and Subaru. Those are the only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read different articles. I read all the specs, numbers at first, because I wanted I had specific things I wanted,
Which is a good thing.
the weight to be not heavy for the car.
That's
You
what
know, of course, good horsepower.
That's what you want to start with too.
that's one of the main things for me. But then I kind of like broke it down to like rear seat room. That was a very important thing for like having other people in the car. The trunk space was pretty good for the Civic compared to other cars. Like the Mazda 3 was smaller in the back, and so are some of the other hatchbacks too. I guess compared it to like the Crosstrek, those are like, they're kind of completely different in a way, just because of the all-wheel drive. So I'd compare those things, kind of think in my head which one ranks best for each of those categories, and then I just narrowed it down to the Civic because there was just some other cars that are just too small or just not practical, where the Civic was the most practical. So I guess, yeah, one thing, I just kind of remembered everything in my head, but what you could do if you want to do research kind of like what I did is you can put everything like in like Excel, and you know, if you know what you're doing with the formulas or whatnot, you can like kind of color code which if the cars has like the best specs, like the lowest weight, like the highest ride height, the most cargo capacity. So in a way, you can kind of rank what's the best option there, or like your top 3, and then like what's your bottom 2 or 3. Also, yeah, when you go buy a car, make sure they don't check your credit unless you want to get the car. Because the one lady did that. She's like told me it would be a soft check, which they lie about that. It's always a hard check to check your credit for an auto loan. And I'm not sure if it's a certain time limit with it, but they say you can do that for different dealers, like different dealerships, and it'll combine all those hard checks into one, but it didn't do that with me, so I would research that more, or maybe it's different in different states. I'm not sure.
Other than the car, look at what you're buying if you get bundles, because they do bundle stuff for you, like accessories and things like that. Make sure you are paying for what you're getting.
Yeah.
Because I know yours, there was an issue with the bundle, so we had to like get that figured out, and you know, we had to do the whole calculation over again because it wasn't adding up. Yeah,
with the car shopping process, just always go in, unless you know, like April, like you wanted that car. I would take your time and not let the salespeople lead you, because they're sharks. I mean, they'll work you. And always check for deals too. Like I got a pretty good deal on the interest rate. And what I did too is it might not be the best idea, but if you have like maybe an email you don't care about getting like spammed, you can quote the prices from each of the dealers around. So I checked all the Honda dealers around, and I entered like my email in there, and then they'll send you a quote, most of them, or I'll show the price in there. And what you can do is you can price match that price. Like they're the place I bought the car at, and their MSRP was higher, but I got that quoted price from one of the other dealers, and it took 1,000 off. So that's something good to do too. Mm-hmm. And if you really wouldn't know what you're doing, you can actually haggle down more. They still pay way less than the invoice price, which the invoice price is generally about 1,000 to 2,000 less than MSRP. So always try to pay less than MSRP.
It's always good to test drive too.
Yeah, always test drive, and test drive twice if you're unsure.
I remember when I went to test drive my car. Honestly, because I didn't know my research stuff, I wanted an SUV and I wanted it to be blue. I finally found one because I couldn't find one anywhere else. I was acting like, oh, I'm just looking around. And then he's like, do you want to test drive it? Honestly, I was like, no, I'd rather just buy it right now, but I'm not going to be like that eager. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll test drive it. I really didn't want to because I'm like, I really don't care. Because I don't know how it's supposed to feel. I'm like, I just want the car because that's the one I wanted. But I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll test drive it. Why not? I should anyway.
I did redline it too.
I'm so bad at this. Alright, that is it for Let's Talk Cars. If you have any comments or questions like to add to what we said, you can go and put it in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more because we do this every week. And if you have a topic that you'd like for us to talk about, go ahead and put it in the comments. We'll check it out and then maybe we'll talk about it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye!
See ya.